We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at DC's Year of the Villains Special Issue 1. This is a 25-cent sort of giveaway that they were doing to lead into a year-long semi-event where the bad guys are going to take precedent and possibly look like they're winning. There's 3 chapters to this. There's Doom, written by Scott Snyder. Cheung did the pencils and inks. Morey did colors. Tom Napolitano letters. Andrew Marino, assistant editor. Bree Javin's editor. Chapter 2 is Leviathan by Brian Michael Bendis. Art by Alex Maleev. Joshua Reed on colors. Jessica Chen, associate editor. Mike Cotton, editor. Brian Cunningham, group editor. And lastly is Justice. That's by James Tynion IV with Francis Manapul on pencils, inks, and colors. Tom Napolitano on letters. Andrew Marino, associate editor. Marie Javin's editor. Okay, so the first story starts off with Lex Luthor effectively declaring war on the world. And this was a pretty fun story. Just as Captain Atom is closing in and he's discussing his master plan with Brainiac, there's a big explosion and it is pretty hardcore. That was really impressive. That had an awesome cliffhanger ending. Scott Snyder can really build up a storyline. He has a little trouble finishing them sometimes. I think some of the endings leave you a little confused and annoyed at times. But this definitely sets things up really well. He's a very good idea man. I have to admit the Brian Michael Bendis story with Batgirl and Green Arrow was actually pretty good. The first story, the art's okay. It's not my favorite. It's just kind of mediocre and nobody knows how to draw lips. This one, I didn't care for the art. I thought it was too pencil heavy, but it's an interesting interaction, especially between Batgirl and this mysterious individual who's trying to clearly recruit her for something. Now, all of these stories deal with some sort of apocalypse. And there's a really good cliffhanger between Batman and Damian that definitely made me want to read more, just not from Bendis. And Damian looks really stupid in that one. Now, the third story is more of an attempt to assemble the Justice League. We get more of a broader, large scope perspective on what's going on, and it looks like we're finally going to get a payoff for what's going on with the Source Wall and the strange things they found there, and the creature known as Perpetua. So it looks like that's actually going to come to fruition. I hated the art in this one quite a lot, but it does set up what you're going to be seeing over the next year or so in various titles, and there is a list in the back of all the titles that it's crossing over with. This is obviously going to be a pretty massive event since it's crossing over with so many titles, including Action Comics, Aquaman, Batgirl, Batman, Batman and the Outsiders, Catwoman, Deathstroke, Detective Comics, The Flash, Harley Quinn, Hawkman, Justice League Dark, Nightwing, Red Hood, Supergirl, Superman, Teen Titans, The Terrifics, and Wonder Woman. So there's a lot of really good books there that it's going to cross over with, and there's even some stuff that if you needed to know what's going on, it lists in the back, like No Justice, the Justice League 1 through 7, and things like various other important issues. So for the next year in DC Comics, effectively, I think this is really going to be where you want to start. A lot of comic shops are giving these away for free, and if they're not, it's only a quarter, and it's actually pretty well worth it, I thought. You get 3 decent stories. They're not great. 2 of them aren't great. The first one's really good. Second one was fun. The art's atrocious on 2 of the 3 stories, which kind of hurts it in my opinion, but it was definitely worth checking out if you're a DC fan or you're going to be picking up more than 2 or 3 titles from DC, because quite likely one of them you're reading is going to be affected by this overarching story arc, and it looks like it's going to be very interesting. So I'm intrigued to see where it goes, and I'm definitely recommending this. If you get a chance to pick it up, definitely do so, especially at a quarter. If nothing else, you've got an entire comic's worth of reading material for 25 cents. So you're not out much. It's very low risk. So I thought it was worth picking up just to find out what's going to be going on in DC, and it really does get you a little more excited for what they're going to be doing. But that's just my opinion. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss future reviews, and we hope to see you on the next one.